All right, hello everyone. We are live, not really live, but you get the point. We're back again. Tap Dat Ass is who we're playing today. Should be a fun matchup. They're top 300. We're gonna get there. We're pretty even right now as far as drives go, so it should be an interesting matchup to finish out. I'm gonna go ahead and play Juicehead here because it looks like he's the highest left. I just looked through quickly, so I didn't really look too hard. Yeah, I think he's the highest left. 119, yep. So we'll go ahead and play Juicehead here to get the drives underway. He's got the Thanksgiving Stadium. Not as bad as the Glacier or the Most Feared, but still not great. Little too much kick power there, sir. Or ma'am. Trips, tight end, corner strike, same formula. Not going to switch anything up. We've got a deep zone here, so I'm going to hit Adams, my slot. He's going to break a tackle and gain 14 yards. Good stuff. We're going to cycle into trips, tight end, PA deep attack here. Not countered. 3-4 zone. The primary read is going to be this Richard Sherman guy here. We're still going to pass it to your wide receiver 1 every time, but where Sherman goes will dictate when I throw it to Hill. So you see Sherman backed up, so we're going to hit Hill late, and we'll gain more yards. If Sherman went down into the shallow zone, into the flat, we would have to hit Hill as soon as he cleared the offensive line with a bullet pass. Otherwise, he's not going to catch it and get any yards. Now, he may not catch it in general, but that's just the game that we play. Now we'll go empty trip shallow cross here. It is not countered. We're going to get a dime man double wide. So this means we're going to have Deion Sanders flanking Saquon Barkley. And maybe we get some big yards out of this, which we will. Whoop. That's gator walking right there. If you ever need to know what that is. Whenever I say gator walk, learn how to gator walk, that's exactly what I mean. You got to move the analog stick side to side and predict when and where the tacklers are going to dive at you, so that way you can avoid them and get a touchdown. This, again, same with this play. I run it bunch spacing all the time. Assume it's countered until proven otherwise, so just always pull the trigger back, and you see it's countered, and unfortunately, much ado about nothing on that one. And we walk away with 6. Not too bad. Not too bad. Wish I could have got the 8, but just happenstance. Not much you could do about that. I did not today, but eventually, either tonight or tomorrow, I will go ahead and record the narrating for the trips corner strike, how to run, like a walkthrough or whatever, how to run it, what coverages to look for and everything. I recorded every possible coverage. I don't know if I talked about this yesterday or not, but I recorded every possible coverage you could get for trips corner strike, and I'm going to put it into a video, and I'm not going to throw that pass because Hill was pretty well covered and I didn't want to risk throwing an interception. I'll have that coming out hopefully sometime this week, later this week. And this is counter formation here because both of these guys moved over at the same time. So we'll see what happens. And it is countered. It is countered. 17%. Not fun, that. All right. Trips, tight end, halfback, counter will be the next play I run. Unfortunately, this is also countered. And it will be a high percentage, critical, 100% counter. So now we're on 3rd and 18. Wow. What a doozy of a down this is. Let's see, I've only run 3 plays other than the play I just did run. Empty trip, shallow cross, trips, tight end, PA deep attack, and trips, corner strike. I scored on running those 3 plays. So I think I like empty trip stick here. Stray away from play action pass, and on 3rd and 18, I would honestly stray away from run as well. There is not a good run play that will get you 18 yards when you need 18 yards. Other than maybe bunch halfback dive, maybe halfback cutback, and maybe fullback fake, halfback toss. And I only say maybe on those plays because I would only run those in a tournament where you're only allowed run plays. I would not run those plays on 3rd and 18 in a league versus league because it's far too risky. So I know that trips tight end halfback counter is completely countered, so I can stray away from any play that might be paired with that. Off the top of my head, I can't tell you any plays that are like that. Typically, I would like running spread slot flags here and flip it because there's a breakdown in coverage, but it only happens about 1/4 of the time you see it, or 1/3 of the time you see it. There's a breakdown in the coverage where your tight end gets wide open, and I don't really like chancing that because I don't like Antonio Gates. That's why I'm working towards Evan Ingram on the King of the Board, I think is what it's called. So I think what I'll do here is flip empty trip stick, and we are going to get man coverage, thankfully. We'll snap it, we'll roll out, and I don't think we'll get the first down. We will. Sweet. Now we'll cycle into empty trip shallow cross. We know it's not countered, so we're going to run it, and we're going to see non-countered again. We'll hit Barkley, try to weave through the blocks. Unfortunately, we didn't get farther than what I wanted to. But hey, not much you can do about that. Let's see. I'm just thankful to get that first down on 3rd and 18. So I think we'll go trips corner strike here because it has been 4 plays. And we're going to see this 3-4 under. Looks like it might be a blitz, which it will. Not even going to get a chance to throw the ball. When you see something like that, because you'll be able to read it if you wait long enough and you see that linebacker sneaking down like I picked up on, you'll know it's a blitz. And most of the time on a 3-4 under blitz, your halfback or your right tackle or right guard, hold on, let me think. No, sorry, left. The left tackle or the left guard or the halfback will miss a linebacker, which will free him up to just sack you. So the best thing you can do there is not run backwards, just move up into the pocket as far as you can and take a sack. You don't want to throw the football because it'll end up being a lob pass and it might very well be intercepted. So the best thing to do there is just take a sack because you're a lot less likely to fumble on a sack than you are to throw an interception in that situation. So if you move up into the pocket and take a loss of 4 as opposed to a loss of 8, you'll be far better off. 2nd and 4, I do kind of like running trips tight end PA deep attack here, but then again I don't because it is 17% countered on all play action plays, so that's not a counter I really want to test, but it might be my best option for the plays that I know are not countered. What hash am I on? Okay, I think what I'm going to do is bunch flanker drive here instead, and unfortunately it looks like this might be countered as well. It is not. So my primary read is going to be Tyreek Hill. Baker Mayfield barely gets that off, but we will get the first down. And the only reason I hit Tyreek Hill there instead of waiting for the halfback to develop is because it was man coverage. In man coverage, your halfback is not going to be open. He's going to be covered pretty hard by that linebacker or cornerback. And your best read is just to hit the wide receiver. But if you have enough time in the pocket and you can maneuver around, you can wait for your slot receiver to open up on that dig route, and you can hit him for a little more yards if your wide receiver one is hard blocked, hard covered. We'll cycle here into weak eye double counter, which in itself is not countered, so that's good news. On a 4-3, you're just going to look to run it like you would run any other run play. Unfortunately, you missed that block. I think my fullback did. So that isn't great. But we do get 6 yards, make the best out of nothing. We'll go spread FL drag here, flipped. I am reading zone here, or it's a man something, 2-man under maybe, I don't know. I can't pick out plays, but I can pick up on the coverage pretty easily. You saw we got however many yards, 15 I think, or 10, and we can go ahead and roll into fullback flare, which is not countered. Good news. Hit Coleman, he catches it. We go in. I have not used the scramble, but I am going to save an exit really quickly because I do want to see what his counter on bunch spacing on the 2-point conversion was last time. It was 30%. So what you can count on when you see a 30% counter Oh, and let me show that again. The only reason I say it 30% is because I have a neutralizer or two. It's either 30 or 35. I have a neutralizer that brings it down to 29. And neutralizers do work on the 2-point conversions. So what I'm looking for there is he has a elite 2-point run counter. So going for flipped strong I halfback toss is not the right play call here because he's got a 50% counter, or in my case a 47. So I'm going to go back to bunch spacing, and we're going to get the 4-3 coverage here. I'm going to step back, let the block set, and then weave right between all the defenders to get 8 points on that drive. Good stuff, good stuff. And the last drive, hopefully I'm not being live countered because that would be a buzzkill. That'd be a major buzzkill. Love the silence, it's all boring and stuff. We will be able to call the fair catch because the ball rolled into the end zone. That is very risky to do, and I wouldn't suggest doing that unless you know what you're doing. So we are going to get this zone 4-3. And I am going to be able to hit Tyreek Hill. Whew, that almost ended poorly. And he's going to score. 1-play touchdown. Good stuff. And that is 20 points. We're going to roll into bunch spacing. Again, assume it's countered until proven otherwise. It is not countered, so we're going to take the scramble, roll out, get 22 points, 8 points on that drive. That's why I'm making that tutorial on how to run trips corner strike, because of that right there. The 75-yard pass. It is a deadly play that everyone should at least know how to run. Even if you don't run it consistently like I do, you should know how to run it. And that's why I'm making this video, and that's why I'm going to put it out so you all can see it. It's a play, like I said, that everyone should know how to run. You don't have to. It's not mandatory, but it's a good enough play that you should know how to in case you run out of plays for a first or second down and you need to run it. So I think that just about wraps up today's recording for the League vs. League drives. I will get this posted, get it out to you as soon as I can, and I will talk to you guys later.